Hi, Keith here from Academy of Bass. Today I'm looking at a really well-known piece of music by Beethoven that I've done an arrangement of for the bass. So the first thing that I'm going to do is show you how to play that. That's going to be a little bit of fun. But then I'm going to look at the piece and see what we can extract from it to use in our everyday bass playing. So there are some bass lines to learn too. You may have recognised that, but if not, it was Für Elise, and this is my interpretation. So if you do check out the original score, you will find some differences, and this is also a much more condensed version too. Before I start by looking at the tune, there's a completely free PDF for this lesson. It's got this arrangement and all of the bass lines that I'm going to be playing fully notated in both standard notation and tab, and I've also included the backing track that I'm using as part of that download too, so the link to that is posted below. Make sure you grab a copy. If you do enjoy this lesson, don't forget to give me a shout out and let me know in the comments, and also feel free to like the video and support the channel by subscribing. So here's the tune. So it's nice and simple, but it's also very melodic. Here's the first part. We've got E to D sharp or E flat, E to D sharp, E, B, D, C and A. And you can articulate this in a few different ways. You can pick each note, or you can pick the E and pull off onto the D sharp, pick the E, pull off onto the D sharp, pick the E. Or you can choose to play it as I'm playing it. So I'm picking the E, pulling off onto D sharp, hammering back onto E, pulling off onto D sharp, and then hammering back onto E. For me, this sounds just a little bit more lyrical. When we hit this A, the chord is an A minor, and I'm going to be playing this recurring theme where I play the root fifth and octave of each chord. The root fifth and octave of A minor is A, E and A. And again, you can play this a few different ways to suit yourself. So the first is this. Second, I'm playing the A root note as an open string, then we've got E the fifth and A the octave. Or you can choose to play it as I'm playing. Now I've played it slightly differently just to give myself a challenge. So again, I'm playing open A, but this time I'm moving down to the second fret of the D string to play E the fifth, and then I'm playing the octave A at the second fret of the G string. On to the next part of the tune, we've got C, E, A, B, and this is where the chord changes. It changes to E major, and instead of playing this root fifth and octave motif, I'm going to play an E major triad. So I'm playing open E, G sharp and B. You're probably much more familiar with the typical root position major triad, root third and fifth, but this is an open string version, and if it's not something that you already use, you should check it out because it's a great sound. So we've got E, G sharp and B, and I'm going to move on to the next part of the tune, which is exactly the same thing but an octave higher. E, G sharp, B, and then C, and we return to an A minor chord. So I'm playing an open A, the root, E the fifth, A the octave, and back down to E the fifth in preparation for the next time through. Second time through was almost identical. But we finish off with E, C, B, A. The second half has got a completely different tune, and also the chords are very different. So we've got again, simple but very tuneful. So we've got B, C, D, E, E, F, E, D, D, E, D, C, C, D, C, and we finish on B, which you could play here at the 4th fret of the G string, but I'm choosing to play it here at the 9th fret of the D string, and the reasons why will be obvious in just a minute. So when we hit this E, the chord changes to C major, and I'm going back to this root 5th octave. So we've got C, G and C, but I'm going to be playing it from the 8th fret of the E string. Now I'm going to play this E with my 2nd finger so I can play the C root note with my 1st finger at the same time. Then I can play G the 5th, C the octave there. E, F, E. When I play the D, we're onto a G major chord, so we've got G, D and G. This is a little bit tough. I'm reaching down to the G root note, but it's only a short note. D, E, D. From this C, we've got an A minor chord, so I'm playing open A, the root note, E the 5th, A the octave, C, D, C, and here's this B. The chord changes to E major, so I'm going to play this E major triad again, E, G sharp and B. So this little section. Finish it on the E, and that leads us back into the last section, which is a repeat of the first time through. And finishes off with E, C, B, A, and that's an A minor chord, so I'm going to play an open A. And that's the whole piece. So this is actually quite a nice piece to play on the bass. It's very tuneful and the harmony is easy to understand, and you can play it in lots of different ways. But however you choose to play it, you've got to think about the notes and the chords that you're playing over. But that can only help improve your overall understanding of the instrument. The other good thing about this is that it introduces you to new and different ways of playing things. And a typical example of that for me is playing the root 5th octave motif, where over the A minor I played an open A, then I played the 5th here and the octave here. And ordinarily that's just not something that I would choose to play, but I certainly will from now on. What I'm going to do now is look at what we can take from this to use in our everyday bass playing. So I've created a bass line. I'm playing over the same set of chords, but I've extended the middle section. You'll hear that, it's very easy. And I've played the bass line in a couple of different ways. Some of it's very easy, some of it not so much. And the other thing to bear in mind is that I created this bass line just after having done this arrangement, so all of the ideas were fresh in my mind, and I've done as much as possible to take as many ideas to show you just how useful they can be to you in your bass playing. So there are lots of ideas there, and I know it's all in the PDF, fully notated and fully explained, but I'm going to go through some of this because I think it's important. So the first section is played over A minor to E major, back to A minor, and I started off using a root 5th octave motif. Moved to E major, and I played a rhythmic take on the E major arpeggio. Back to A minor. Little slide from B to A. Little connecting line, that's in the PDF. The second time through I played this. So that sounds like an awful lot, but if we break it down, it's not as bad as you think. So the first part is from a minor pentatonic scale. A, D hammering onto E, G hammering onto A, then we've got D sliding into C and pull off to open A. As soon as we hit that open A, we pluck it and then we play E and A. So that's a direct lift from the bass line. Then we're back into E. So we've got this little bluesy line. We've got G, the flattened third, hammering onto G sharp, the major third, little grace note over the E, E the root note, and open E. Then it's back to A minor. Into the bridge, we've got a C. So again, that's from the bass line. Root, 5th octave, and I'm landing on E, which is the tune. Again, from the tune, we've got F, E, D into G. That's the next chord. Then we've got a little pentatonic run. Into A minor, that's the next chord, and we've got 1, 2. And again, that's right out of Für Elise. So we've got B, C, E, A, B, C, B, A. That's part of the tune. Then we're on to E major and my take on the E major arpeggio. So we've got G sharp the third, A the fourth, B the fifth, and E the root. Then we've got a D passing note into C again. Then it's G, and again an alternative to playing the root 5th octave here. I'm playing. So I'm playing G, and from this D 5th, I'm sliding up to G, the octave here at the 10th fret of the A string. Then I'm playing G, A, B, G. Then it's into A for A minor. And that's just an A minor arpeggio. E the 5th, C the flattened third, A the root. Then it's, and that's an E major arpeggio. B the 5th, G sharp the third, and E the root. You could play it there, but this is a nice alternative. If you're not used to using that pattern, do some work on it. It's really useful. And then we're back to the start, which is just a repeat of the first section. And if you're interested, I ended the piece with my take on a classical arpeggio, which is essentially an A minor arpeggio, but I'm starting with G sharp here, and that's the major 7, into A, the root, C, B, G, E, C, B, and A, the root note. Taking bits of classical music to use as study pieces isn't anything new. We've all heard bass players playing classical etudes and preludes. Some of them can be quite chopsy, if that's a word, and a lot of players will use them to develop their technique, which is absolutely fine. But I much prefer to work on a piece that I can extract harmonic information from, and that's why this is such a great piece, because it's simple, but it gives us a lot to work on. And even after many years of playing, I've found new things just by working on this piece. I've played things during the course of this lesson that I've never played before, and that's great, and that's what learning and practicing is all about. It's completely made my day. I really do hope you've enjoyed this lesson. If you have, let me know in the comments, and don't forget to grab the PDF. That link's posted below. Feel free to like the video and support the channel by subscribing. Thanks for joining me. Look forward to seeing you again, and in the meantime, happy practicing.